Oh man, you got.
Oh God. Oh.
Shalom Israel. This is the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General Yahanna. As you know, today's class is a law class, which is on the Wednesday. You know what I mean? Within this class, we go in the laws. You know, in the same Bible, everyone reads. All it ever talks about is laws. The king of the Jews, Yahushai, what was his objective? To die to give Israel a second chance so that they can do what? Follow those same laws, man. And that's what this Bible's always about. So if any black man, any Hispanic man, any native Indian man wants to overcome all the oppression, all the racism, all of the stuff that he's been through, there's one thing you gotta do, man. And it's called serve the Lord. And with serving the Lord, it comes with laws. Serving the Lord ain't singing and dancing like in your church. Serving the Lord ain't just saying God's in my heart and he understands. Serving the Lord comes with actions. Those actions are keeping the commandments. In the book of John 14 and 15, Christ said out of his own words, you know what I mean? You get any Bible, it's written in red. It says, if ye love me, keep my commandments, man. And that's the Bible. And that's something we've lost. That's something we've lost the understanding of. That if you love the Lord, you got to do as he says. You got to keep his commandments. But what happened over time, religion has made it, you know, you don't have to keep no laws. God loves you no matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you become. God always loves you. And that's not the Bible. That understanding, that concept is found nowhere in the Bible, man. Your pastor can't show it to you. Your vicar can't. Your deacon can't. Nobody that reads the Bible can ever show you a verse where God loves you no matter what you do. But at the UPK, we can show you where if you love God, you got to keep his commandments. If you love God, you got to do what he says. We can show you that, but they show you nothing, man. All they're going to show you is a song and a dance. And when you ask them something, they're not going to answer it. Because you could, out of the Bible, give me John 14 and 15.
on if you can hear me.
Tap it now.
Anytime, man. No.
You can do it on here for sure.
Yeah, son. Give me a 1 on the comment board if you can hear me. Let me turn it off. I've got it on here. Let me see. It's 12 now. All right, no set. Give me a carry on. Where was he?
God. If a man say, I love God, and hates his brother.
So if a man say, I love God, and many people say they love God. Many people say they love God, man. Everybody says they love God. Listen, all you drug dealers, all you criminals, they claim they love God. And they thank God. What did they do? Thank God for teaching me how to hustle. That's what they say, right? Thank God for teaching me how to hustle. Thank God that I'm getting all these millions. It says, if any man love God, listen, they love you Christians, they sure love God with lip service. In their own little way, they love God. Go ahead.
And hate of his brother.
And what?
Hate of his brother.
Says, if anyone says, I love God, and hate of his brother. Now, how do you hate your brother? By the actions that you do to him, man. All these people that claim they love God, they're hypocrites, man, because they don't. They claim to love God, but they hate. God. Anyone that says they love God and hate of his brother, he's a liar, man. Now, if you loved God, you would love your brother. Now, by you hating your brother, that shows to me that you don't love God. By the Christian church, how they teach their brothers, that shows to me they don't love God. By how these Muslims treat their brothers, that shows to me that they don't love God, man. All these nations don't love God, man. All these black men, you drug dealers, you criminals that claim they love God, thank God for all they've got. They love God with lip service, but they hate their brother. Go ahead.
For he that loveth not his brother, whom he hath seen.
So you see your brother every day, man. You don't see God. You've never seen God. So for you to show that you love God, you have to love your brother, man. And your brotherhood will show if you love God or not. Your brotherhood will show what God you serve, man. Says he that is brother that you see every day. So this goes out to all the drug dealers. You're selling drugs to your brother. Obviously, you hate him. You're going to the strip club, throwing dollars at that sister that's stripping on the pole. You show that you hate God. Meanwhile, your pastor goes there and your pastor says this: I love God, I serve God, but then he's in the strip club throwing dollars at your sister, man, who you see every day. You're throwing dollars at her, allowing her, making her continue to be a whore, man. If every man stopped going to the strip club, she would be out of a job. The reason these sisters can be strippers is what? Because black men don't got to stop going to the strip clubs, man. You listen at them strip clubs. You don't see white men throwing the money. Who do you always see in the videos, girlfriend? Black men throwing the money, right? Black men who's meant to be broke and not have no money, throwing their what did they call it? Bands, throwing their bands in the air, man. What did they call it? Racks. Throwing their racks, making it rain, man. Taking the elastic band off and throwing it all in the air like that. They got a way to throw it where they make the money come down slowly, man. Listen, man, you hate your brothers and sisters if you're doing that. Go ahead.
He is a liar.
He's a what?
He is a liar.
So everybody that claims they love God but hates their brother, meaning every drug dealer, every pimp, everybody that goes to the strip club, every Christian pastor, go ahead.
For he that loveth not his brother.
For he that loveth not his brother, man. And a ton of people out here are hypocrites, claiming they love God, claiming they love their brother. Go ahead.
Whom he have seen.
And listen, you see your brother, man. You see your brother, so you should be able to love him, right? Because you see him. Meaning what? You should be able to take care of him, look after him, give him food when he needs it, not do him no harm, not shoot him, not stab him. Because you see your brother, so if you love him, you wouldn't do these things to him. All these people that are in jail for all the stabbings up and down in the UK, they claim they love God. Most of them have that Christian tattoo on them with the two hands, and it says, "Well, only God can judge me." Most of them have the "only God can judge me" tattoo. And these people claim they love God, but then what are they doing? They're out stabbing their brother, man. Go ahead.
Whom he have seen. How can he love the Most High, whom he have not seen?
So listen, If you can't love your brother that you physically see, your brother that you can physically feed, that you can take care of, down here, you would want to stab your brothers. You would have a lack of brotherhood to him. How you have a lack of brotherhood towards your brothers. How you treat every single brother shows how you would treat Yahushua if he was here, man. So you treating your brothers like garbage, stabbing them, robbing them. You would just do the same thing to Yahushua if he was right here.
God.
But because he's not here, you have this thing in your head where if Jesus was here, I'll take care of him. Listen, you ain't nothing but the same as the Pharisees and the Israelites that gave him up, man. Listen, let me tell you one thing. Everybody reads these scriptures about Judas, and nobody realizes that they're Judas, man.
God.
About 1 million people read that Judas story, and they don't think it's them. They don't see themselves in that story. When listen, people who leave the truth, they don't see that they're Judas. They don't see that they done the same thing that Judas did. They read that story and think Judas is down. Judas is just one person, and no one else is that way. Listen, man, there's 1 million Judases in the earth today, and same like back then, Judas didn't know he was, but obviously he kind of did. People nowadays, they just think, okay, because I don't love the brotherhood. This is what they think. This is what they think. They think this. I'm only harming these brothers, but I'm not harming you, Yahushua. I love God. I just don't love these brothers. That's what they think. Judas thought the same thing. I love God, but I don't love these brothers. That's what he thought, man. He betrayed his brother that he sees every single day. He betrayed his brother that he sees done to his brother. By how he betrayed his brothers, he showed that how much they hate God as well, man. Everyone that speaks bad about us and wants to do us harm, they show how much they hate God. Do you think Judas every single
Try to tap it down.
which one you're on the Facebook or the YouTube?
You want to learn and then start video.
Yeah. Give me a 1. Give me a 1 if you can hear us. The white man must be doing something with the laptop. Listen to that.
What?
12, yeah. Where was he?
Whom he have not seen.
Whom you have not seen. How can you love God who you have not seen, man? So love your brother, and it shows me you serve God. By how you love one another shows how you serve, shows what God you serve. From there, give me 1 John chapter 2 and verse 4.
First John 2 and 4. He that saith, I know him.
He that saith, I know him. Meaning you that say you know Yahushua and the Most High, you know what they represent and what they stand for. You know them. Go ahead.
And keepeth not his commandments.
And what?
Keepeth not his commandments.
And keepeth not his commandments. Go ahead.
Is a liar.
Is a liar. So listen, if you knew God, you wouldn't be gay, man. So if you knew God, you wouldn't be gay, man. If you knew Yahushua, you wouldn't be gay, man. Because you know what it stands for. All you Christians is liars. They claim how much they know God, how much they love God, and then they go do everything which is against him, which proves that they're liars, man. They're trying to say that they're riding with the Most High in Christ, but then you find them down there in the strip clubs, you find them down there in the brothels, you find them down there in the gay village. Listen, I didn't even know until the other day they had a gay village in Birmingham. Did you know that in Birmingham?
No, I know.
I didn't even know until the other day they had a gay village in Birmingham, man. Listen, I was with a brother. He goes. He's driving. He said, "I'm not going that way. That's the gay village." I said, "Yeah, there's one in Birmingham." He said, "Yeah, there's one in Birmingham." Listen, I stood from the outside and I looked like the angels looked in the book of Sodom and Gomorrah. Man. I looked and I said, "Damn, the Lord has to destroy this place." You see men dressed as women, all long fingernails, dresses. Listen, it was disgusting to see, man. It was disgusting to see. The same way the angels stood and looked is the same way I stood and looked, and I was like, damn, this is disgusting, man. And guess what? Half of them people is Christians. These gay men claim that they love Jesus.
God.
They claim that they love Jesus, man. If they loved him, they would not be living that lifestyle. If they loved him, they would not be in that gay village. And they claim how much they hate him. Read that again.
He that saith, I know him.
Listen, you're saying you know Yahushua, man. But then you do all manner of wickedness. Yahushua saying, I don't know that nigga. Listen, it's like in the streets, man. What do people do? If a man's a snitch, people are like try to denounce themselves from them. If a man's a snitch, and they say, well, he said he knows you, they get offended and say, I don't know him. I don't know him. That's what Yahushua is saying about you. If you're breaking his commandments, while you're claiming you know him, he's saying, I don't know that nigga. He's saying that nigga's a homosexual. I don't know him. He's saying, you think I know any gay? I don't know no gay man. That's what he's saying. He's saying, I don't know no gay man. You think I know him? Listen, Yahushua is saying that he don't know you, man. If you ain't keeping his commandments, go ahead.
And the truth is not in him.
And what?
And the truth is not in him.
The truth is not in him, man. Because if the truth was in you, you wouldn't be doing the things you're doing. If the truth was in you, you wouldn't be doing all the wrongs you're doing. So when it says the truth is not in him, let's talk about these Christians, man. The truth in them. Give me 1 John chapter 1 and verse 5.
1 John 1 and 5. This then. 1 John 1 and 5.
Yeah, 1
John 1 and 5. This then is the message which we have heard of him and declare unto you that the Most High is light.
But the Most High is light, man. Now, obviously, people seem to think when it's dark outside, it means it's evil. No, it's not that, man. Obviously, darkness is basically something that you can't see and whatnot. With the Most High is light, like everything is, you see, go ahead.
And in him is no darkness.
And in him, obviously, light and dark is synonymous with right and wrong. It's synonymous with right and wrong. So what the Lord's saying is, there's no wickedness in him. There's no darkness in him. There's no wrongness in him. That's what he's saying, basically. Go ahead. It's not saying all the night times evil like what Christians believe. Christians read the Bible in Revelation when it says there was no more night. It's not going to get dark. Listen, man, that's how you divide the day from the night, man. It has to get dark. They believe that what in the kingdom is going to be no more night. Which means if there was no more night, you wouldn't see the moon and so forth. Listen, these Christians is dumb as hell, man. Go ahead.
And in him is no darkness at all.
In him is no darkness, meaning what? There's no wrongness, man. Go ahead.
If we say that we fellowship with him,
If we say that we fellowship with him,
and walk in darkness,
so if you say that you fellowship with him, and you walk in darkness, meaning what? You say that you fellowship with him, his light, but you say that you fellowship with him, but you're walking in darkness, which means what? If you're in darkness, you're walking contrary to the light. I mean, you're doing the opposite. Go ahead.
we lie.
We what?
We lie.
So if you're saying you're fellowshipping with the Most High and do what He requires, and you're in darkness, doing all manner of evil, everything wrong, you're just a liar. We can look through you and see that you're a liar. We can look through you and see that you ain't serving God. Go ahead.
And do not the truth.
And you do not the truth, man, because you're walking in darkness. But if you was doing the truth, there would be no darkness in you, and you would be walking in the light, like how it says the Most High Christ is light. Go ahead.
But if we walk in the light, as he is in the light, we fellowship one with another.
Meaning, if you walk in the light, you do the right things. You walk the way Yahushua walk, keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Then you have fellowship with him. But when you're doing the opposite, you have fellowship with Satan, man, and the white man. When you're in darkness, you have fellowship with what's the Prime Minister's name? Theresa May.
Theresa May.
That's your God, man. Theresa May, Donald Trump, Boris Johnson. His name Boris Johnson. Beautiful Boris Johnson. That's your God, man. If you're doing the opposite to what the Most High requires you to do, go ahead.
And the blood of Yahushua, his son, cleanses us from all sin.
And listen, if you walk in the light and the truth, his blood cleanses you from all sin, meaning what? All the evil that you did before, man, all the wickedness that you done before the truth. This don't mean you come in the truth and you still do wickedness and I'm cleansed and so forth. That's what Christians believe this means. They believe that grace means what? That Hoda is looking good, she's got a man, let me just have sex with her, and the blood of Yahushua covers that because we're under grace. Listen, man, if that was the case, man, I could come and rob your house right now. Take your wife, and because we say, you know what, grace. Listen, man, it doesn't work like that. In church, it works like that because your pastor don't know the Bible, and he's the biggest sinner ever, and he just wants you to be just like him. He's the biggest sinner ever, and he wants you to be his son, man. Go ahead.
Verse 8, if we say that we have no sin, we deceive ourselves.
If we say that we have no sin, we do what?
Deceive ourselves.
And listen, you Christian, now Christians read this and say, oh, well, we all sin. If we say we have no sin, we deceive ourselves. Right here, this is talking about before the truth, man. This is talking about you sinned before the truth. You came into the light. You cleansed by the blood of Christ, blood of Yahushua. Now, if you say you've never sinned in your life, if you say I've got no sin, make out like you this and you that. Go ahead.
We deceive ourselves.
We what?
We deceive ourselves.
If these Christians, they make out like they're over righteous. They deceive themselves, man. They think they're picture perfect and they've been righteous from the born, and they make out Christ didn't need to die for them because they did no wrong, man. It's talking about those kind of people, especially Old Testament Israelites. Listen, man. It says if you say you have no sin, you deceive yourselves, man. Basically, what you're trying to say is Yahushua didn't need to die for you because you're that perfect. That's what you're trying to say. You're trying to say, I'm so perfect. Yahushua died on the cross. It wasn't for my sake because I'm perfect and I've never done no wrong. That's what you basically say, man. Go ahead.
God. And the truth is not in us.
And the truth ain't in you if you say that, man. The truth ain't in you if you say that. Go ahead.
If we confess our sins, he is faithful.
Now, this is talking about when you're coming into the truth. This don't mean you sin every day and just go to the confession booth like these Catholics do. That they do. This Catholic priest. Is that what's it called?
Speak confession booth and speak to the pastor.
Yeah, they go in the confession booth. They speak to a man, just a sinner like them. They look through the glass. They sit on the seat and they say to him, "This is anonymous, right?" He says, "Yeah, this is what they say. I molested all these kids. I did this. I did that." And what does he do? He forgives their sins. He forgives their sins, man. As soon as they walk out of that confession booth, they go back to touching them kids again, man. And then they come back next week and next week and next week. And the man who's meant to be that pastor that makes it that he's over righteous, that's sitting in the confession booth, while they're telling him the evil that they've done, he's thinking in his head, I've done that last night as well, man. It makes him feel better about himself, and the pastor makes them feel better about themselves, which means they're never going to change their ways, man. The Bible says, what when you do wrong, you're meant to have a broken and contrite spirit. You're meant to feel bad. You're meant to feel broken, man. You're meant to feel broken. You're meant to have some, you know, when you have a dark cloud over your head where you're worried about something you don't know what it is, and then it comes back to you. You're meant to have that feeling, man. You're meant to have that feeling of something's wrong. What did I do wrong? And then you remember what you did wrong, man. You're meant to have that feeling. Now, when you don't have that feeling, it just shows that you've just become comfortable with sin, man. It shows that you've just become comfortable with your wickedness to where you don't even have a conscience no more, to where it's just the norm to do evil. Go ahead.
Verse 9, if we confess our sins, he is faithful and forgive us our sins.
There you go, man. Go ahead.
And to cleanse us from all unrighteousness.
What, where's it?
10 now.
Yeah, give me, is anyone 10 or is that right?
Yeah. If we say that we have not sinned, we make him a liar.
And if you say you've done nothing wrong, you make him a liar, man. You say you've done nothing wrong, you make the Most High Yahushua a liar, man. Give me Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 2. And you Christians, they make God a liar, man. Listen, let me tell you something. People always say, oh, how do you know the Bible's true? Listen, we live this Bible, man. You see the words that you see on this page? We bring it to life. Now, do you know how you make the Bible true? Or do you know what it says, man? You live in it. You show that it's true. If you're doing the opposite to what the Bible says, you show every day that to you it's just a piece of paper, man. You show every day that this is just a normal blank piece of paper that no one cares about. But when you show that these scriptures are sacred, when you live them, when someone looks at you and sees you live what's on the page, when they see you live what's on the page, they might be like, you know what? That Bible might be true because this is doing everything it says in there. But when you're reading the Bible and then you're smoking weed, all these people that hate the Bible laugh at you, man. And you make them further not believe the Bible. Because they're going to be like, well, if the Bible was true, you're still doing the wrong that you're doing before you picked up the Bible. You need to show some change, man. Go ahead.
Isaiah 65 and 3. A people that provoke me to anger.
This is us, man. We provoke the Lord to anger by not doing what he says, just loving God with lip service. We love you, we love you, we love you. Just sounds like any R&B song you can hear. Just just sounds like any Chris Brown song. What's that Chris Brown song? PYT. It just sounds like Chris Brown's. What is it? Pretty Young Thing. Yeah. Chris Brown's Pretty Young Thing song. That's what you sound like, man. When you just claim you love God, but don't do the actions with it. You just sound like a Chris Brown love song to me. Or you just sound like a Sanchez love song. What's his love song again? You just sound like Sanchez missing you. That's all I hear when you tell me you love God. I just hear some Sanchez. I look at you and I just hear Sanchez and Chris Brown and Tory Lanez and Miguel. That's all I hear when you just tell me you love God with lip service. Just all we need is the violence in the background, and you might have a hit number one. You might have a number one single, man. Go ahead.
God, that provoked me to anger continually to my face, that sacrifice in gardens and burn incense upon an altar of brick.
Now listen, man. The sacrifice what things the Most High ain't required them to sacrifice. That's what we used to do back then. Sacrifice in gardens, used to sacrifice places it didn't require you to sacrifice, used to sacrifice in secret and so forth. Go ahead.
Which remaineth among the graves.
Which what?
Remain among the graves.
And now that today, we remain amongst the grave. What's in the graves? The dead. We remain amongst the dead by the things that we do, man. We show every day that we're dead and that we're not living by the lifestyle that we live. You're breathing, but you're not living. How's the saying go? You're alive, but you're not living. How's the saying go? How's the saying go? You know what these rappers say?
You're breathing, but living. You're breathing, but living.
Yeah,
you're breathing, but living.
Yeah, something along them lines. That's us, man. We're breathing, but we're not living. We remain amongst the graves. Go ahead.
And lodge in monuments which eat swine's flesh.
And this is what we do, man. We hide. We claim that we love God, and then we hide and do things in secret, man. We hide and try to do things in the dark. and you do things thinking no one sees, man. Listen, we know. You think we can't listen? You think we don't see that you got these black lips from smoking weed? We see these black lips, man, and we know it comes from smoking weed. You think we don't see that your reaction time slowed down from the last time we seen you? We know you've been smoking weed, man. We know. You can't hide it from us. Listen, you think we don't? You think we don't see the cigarette things that people have on their hands? What is it? The tobacco and when it makes your hands go different color? You think we don't see all of that? Listen, man, we see it. You think listen? This is what you think. You think when you're rolling up that spliff in the night time in the dark, you think it's only you one there. Listen, we know you're rolling up that spliff, man. We know what time you smoke that spliff. We know, man. You can't hide it from the priests and prophets, man. We know. Go ahead.
Which eats swine's flesh.
And these people are hiding eating pork. Like nowadays, people hide and eat pork. But nowadays, people are more, they eat pork in front of you because back then, at least these people knew, all right, then, I'm doing something wicked. Let me not do it in the open. Nowadays, people do it in the open, man. Smoke weed in the open, swine's flesh in the open. They just don't have a care in the world no more. Go ahead.
And the abominable things.
And the abominable things, man. Go ahead.
And the abominable things is in their vessels.
Go ahead.
Which say, stand by thyself, come not near me, for I am holier than thou.
They say what?
For I am holier than thou.
This is what you Christians say, man. I am holier than thou. This is what the I.U.I.C say, man. I am holier than thou. Go back to go up one verse where it says the abominations stuff.
Which remain among graves, and lodge in the monuments which eat swine's flesh, and the broth of abominable things are in their vessels.
And the abominable things is in their vessels, man. Listen, I have to get on these fakers. They go to the brothels, man, with transgenders there. Go ahead, read on.
Abominable things are in their vessels, which say, stand by thyself, come not near me, for I am holier than thou.
They go to the brothel and then they say what? I am what?
I am holier than thou.
They come out of the brothel and say what?
I am holier than thou.
And they make out like they're holier than thou after doing something wrong, man. And from the article, do you think that's the first time he's been there? Do you think that's the first time he's been there? He probably had a loyalty card, man. You said you go Nando's and you go like 6 times the stamp your card and you get a half a chicken at the end of it. This man probably had a loyalty card. He's probably been there so much times that he got a service for free, man. He probably been paid 6 times and got one for free, like how you get a free Nando's, man. You really think that's the first time he's been there? He's been there many times, man. These fake Israelites. You really think this is the first time they've done something wrong? No, man. Read on.
These are a smoke in my nose.
These are a smoke in my nose. Oh, listen. Just to clear the some fake Israelites said, "Oh, you're allowed to smoke weed because the Most High said this is a smoke in his nose." This just means it makes them angry. You know when people are angry and they go, and you see that when people's angry, you see the what's it called come out their nose. That's what it's talking about, man. It ain't talking about the Lord smoke weed and listen. How does the verse up above relate to him smoking weed? Context is key, man. People just pull one verse. Listen, that ain't talking about that. Give me a Proverbs chapter 15 and verse 3. And your pastors is the biggest hypocrites on the face of the earth, man. One time there was an event, some knife event. I.S.U.P.K showed up to give them the solution. Guess what happened? The man said, "No, I've heard about you, but you're not coming in the building." So you mean to say to me, what if someone with a knife wanted to come in the building and hand it in? Really, these Christians don't want to solve knife crime, man. They just want it to look good like they're doing the work, when really they're not doing the work, man. And that's why the knife crime ain't start, because you Christian pastors are liars, man. Give me a Proverbs 15 and 3.
Proverbs 15 and 3. The eyes of the Lord are in every place.
So what?
The eyes of the Lord are in every place.
So remember this, when you try and do something in secret, the eyes of the Lord are what?
Are in every place.
The Lord's eyes are everywhere, man. Maybe we ain't there when you're breaking God's commandments, but guess what? The Lord is there, man. The Lord's there, writing notes, taking records of what you're doing. The Lord's eyes is in every place. Just because we don't physically see you, the Lord sees you, man. Read on.
Beholding the evil and the good.
The Lord sees the evil and the good. The Lord's eyes is in every place. The Lord sees the evil you do. The Lord sees the good that you do. The Lord sees what you do in the dark. The Lord sees what you do in the light, man. The Lord sees that what? You're saying that you're holier than thou, acting like you're over righteous. Then the Lord also sees when you go home, you buying prostitutes. The Lord sees that you're holier than thou, but the Lord sees that when you go home, you're falling in the weed, man. The Lord sees that you're holier than thou, but the Lord sees at home you're cooking pork in the kitchen, man. The Lord sees it. You can come around us and act all holy as you want, act all righteous as you want, act like you this and you that. And then when you go home, do all manner of evil. We might not see, but the Lord sees, man. Read that again.
The eyes of the Lord are in every place.
The eyes of the Lord is in some places.
Are in every place.
The eyes of the Lord is in every place. You go in the closet, turn off all the lights. You think the Lord can't see in the dark? You think the Lord can't see in the dark? Listen, man. You go in the closet. You think the Lord can't see through them closet doors? Listen, man. The Lord sees everything. Go ahead.
Beholding the good and the evil.
The Lord sees the good and the evil. Everybody gets the point. Give me Job 28 and 24. And if you got any questions, just, type them in and whatnot. Lord allow, we'll get to them.
Job 28 and 24. He looketh to the ends of the earth.
The Lord looks to the ends of the earth, man. Meaning what? All around. He looks to the ends of the earth, all four corners of it, man. The ends of the earth means everywhere. From the start of it to the ends, he looks to the ends of the earth. Go ahead.
And seeth under the whole heaven.
And seeth under the whole heaven. So you can't hide from God, man, because he sees under the whole heaven. He sees everything you're doing. So just remember that, man. Before you go breaking next commandment, just remember the Lord sees. That's all. Maybe that might make you not break his commandments, knowing that there's eyes in the sky watching you, man. Go ahead.
God, to make the weight for the winds.
That's it on that. Give me Isaiah 29 and 15. Because the Lord sees everything, man. Everything you do. Nothing is hid from his sight. Nothing at all. Go ahead.
Isaiah 29 and 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord.
Woe unto them, man, meaning destruction unto them that seek to hide. Many people seek to hide, man. But the Lord knows all things, man. Go ahead.
And their works are in the dark.
And their works are in the dark. Why does it say their works are in the dark? Because in the dark, what? People can't see, right? In the dark, people can't see. That's why they have the street lights to help you out. If there was no street lights, you could do all the robberies you want because no one would see. So that's what it says in the dark. Because in the dark means in secret, where no one is, where you think no one can't see. Go ahead.
And they say, who seeth us?
And they say what?
Who seeth us?
And they say, who seeth us? Because what? It's dark. This is why, when do most people commit crimes? In the dark. So you wait until it's dark, or you wait until no one's around to commit your darkness, commit your evil. Because you think nobody can't see you. You say, who seeth us? Go ahead.
So surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay.
Go ahead.
For shall he work say of them that made it.
What verse?
Verse 15.
Yeah, go back to 15.
Woe unto them that hide, that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord.
Deep, man. Meaning they plot how they can hide things. They try and hide everything, man. The wicked come together and be like, listen, your pastors, they all come. You think they don't all come? You think they ain't all wicked together? Your pastors come together. They take counsel from one another. How can we scam these people, man? How can we rob them out of their money? They seek counsel like, you tell them this story, I'll tell them this story. They seek counsel in the darkness, man. They have their private meetings in a private room in secret when no one else is there. When everyone's left the church service, They will have their meetings in a room where they know there's no cameras, no recording, whatnot. They have their meetings there. Go ahead.
God. And say, who seeth us?
Say, who seeth us, man? Listen, give me Matthew 23, verse 23. They say, who seeth us? Because in the dark, you can't see. So they think they get away with it. And this is why you don't see people committing much criminal activity in the daytime, man. Because they know it's light outside and everyone's going to see them and going to be able to give a description. So they wait till the night time where it's dark and they'll be like, all right, no one will see us in the night time. This is why when people go do their drive-by shootings, what do they do? Turn off their car lights, right? They turn off their car lights so you can't see them coming. And this is what sinners do, man. They make sure there's nothing that's going to make you know that they're doing evil. So they will go make sure no one's around and whatnot. Listen, what they would do is, when they go to the whole house, this is what they would do. They will circle the block, man. They will circle the block first to make sure no one's around, then go in, man. Because they want to be like, who's here for us? Go ahead.
Matthew 23 and 23. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees.
For this, how should I check in the Pharisees, man? Saying destruction to you, scribes and Pharisees. Scribes and Pharisees today would be who? You Christians, you fake Israelites, and so forth. Go ahead.
Hypocrites.
What?
Hypocrites.
And he called them hypocrites, man. Saying like today, if you're doing evil in the darkness, thinking it's not going to come to light, you're doing all manner of wickedness, claiming you love God, you're what?
Hypocrites.
You're a hypocrite, man. Same like these scribes and Pharisees was hypocrites. Do you think these Pharisees thought they was hypocrites? They didn't think they was hypocrites. But by their actions, it shows that they're hypocrites, man. Go ahead.
For ye pay tithes of mint and onions and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law.
And they've omitted the weightier matters of the law, meaning the big matters, they disregarded them, man. But the small ones, there was all upon it. But the big things, they omitted it, man. Meaning what? They disregarded it. Go ahead.
Judgment, mercy, and faith.
And they omitted judgment and mercy and so forth. Listen, the Pharisees, they was looking to put people to death for anything. They weren't exercising no mercy, no judgment, no nothing, man. They omitted the weightier matters of the law. Go ahead.
These ought ye to have done, and not leave the other undone.
Christ said, those was you meant to have done, man. Go ahead. And obviously also go ahead.
Ye blind guides which strain at a gnat.
Ye blind guides, man. What's a guide? Someone that someone's meant to follow,
right?
Ye blind guides, man. Meaning these leaders, a guide is like what? A leader. People's meant to follow them. Christ is saying they're blind, man. The Christian pastor's blind, man. Go ahead.
And swallow a camel.
They do what? They strain at that.
And swallow a camel.
This is the Christian church, man. Listen, they look at the way we dress. Listen, let me tell you something. They look at the way we dress and they be like, nah, man, you're not coming in here. They look at the way we dress and be like, nah, you're not coming in here. But guess what? A man that's dressed like a homosexual, they accept him. But we can't come in with our headpiece and fringes on our garments. But then a man can come in dressed in high heels, man. They listen. And what we doing ain't even a sin, but in their eyes it's a sin. They strain and that and do what? Swallow a camel. They ain't gonna let us in because we look what rough and masculine. But then they're letting a man that's a full-blown homosexual, just like a woman. They strain and that and swallow a camel, man. Go ahead.
Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees.
Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, man. Woe unto these Christian pastors. They strain and that and swallow a camel, man. Something small, they make it so big. And there's something so big, they make it so small. Like homosexuality is something which is so big. The Christian pastors made it this small. 2 men can get married now. 2 men can get married now. But a man with headpieces and fringes can't come in. A man just like us can't come in. But a man that's just like a woman, he can walk up in there. A man that's just like a woman can go in there in high heels and sit there with his legs crossed like a woman, man. He's allowed to do that. Because they strain it and that and swallow a camel. So something so big, they make it so small. And they make it so small that now the whole world thinks LGBT is just the norm now. They make it so small that they're now teaching LGBT in schools now. They make it so small that they have gay pride marches. Meanwhile, this is a Christian country, and we can't even go out there and speak, man, without the police coming up to us saying you're offending people. What about the LGBT community offending me, man? They offend me every time I see them. They don't just offend me, they offend God, man.
Right.
They offend God. And you mean to tell me I can't just stand there on the mic telling people, listen, this is wrong. Meanwhile, they can parade through town, men dressed like a woman, women dressed like a man, men with nail varnish on, and they have the right to dial 999 on me, man, and get me arrested for a hate crime, man. And this is meant to be a Christian country. This is meant to be a Christian country. Now, if this was a real Christian country, they would be against homosexuality. But guess what? They strain at a gnat and swallow a camel. Go ahead.
Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees.
Woe unto this so-called Christian countryman. Go ahead.
For ye make clean the outside of the cup.
For you make clean the outside of the cup. You have to make sure he looks clean, man. Meaning he makes sure he looks the part. The outside of the cup, like you fake Israelites, basically. This fits you fake Israelite groups. The outside of the cup is what?
You make clean the outside of the cup.
They make clean the outside. So on the outside, they got on their fringes. Sorry, say that again. Say that again.
Purple.
Yeah, they got on their nice purple. They got on their fringes, their nice royal purple. They make clean the outside of the cup. So from the outside, you look at them like, these men is righteous. They got on the apparel, they got on this. Outside, from looking at them, they look righteous, man. Look at like today's times, you pass there, looking at him, he looks righteous. The crocodile shoes, the three-piece suit with the bow tie and the cufflinks. He looks clean on the outside, man. Look at him like this man. We should follow him because he looks the part. Go ahead.
God, but within are full of extortion.
But within, meaning inside, outside you look clean. But what's inside you? You're full of extortion. You're full of robbing people, man. You're robbing people. Go ahead.
And excess.
Full of extortion and excess. Go ahead.
Thou blind Pharisee.
Thou blind Pharisee, man. You're blind, man. From the outside, people look at you. You appear righteous. You appear to be doing the right thing because you look righteous. Got your fringes on. You look the part. Go ahead.
First, cleanse that which is within the cup.
And this is what you're supposed to do, man. You blind leaders, you Christians, first clean up the inside, man. Clean up your thoughts, because your thoughts leads to what you're going to do. Before you commit a sin, you think about it. So you clean the inside, you clean up your mind, clean up your thought process. You get clean from the inside, and then all of you be clean. The outside, the inside of the cup will be clean, and the outside of the cup will be clean. Go ahead.
So, yeah, that the outside of them may be clean also.
And you clean up the inside, and the outside will be clean, man. Just like what we do in the UPK. We clean up the inside and the outside, man. Go ahead.
Verse 27. Verse 27. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites!
Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees and hypocrites! Because these Pharisees used to do things in the dark and punish people for the same things that they was doing. How are you going to kill a man for doing the wrong when you're doing the same thing he's doing, man? Shouldn't you die for the same thing? Go ahead.
God. For ye are like unto whited sepulchres.
You're unto whited sepulchres, man. You like a whited grave. Go ahead.
Whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward.
Now, a whited sepulchre is what? White denotes what? Clean. White denotes clean, perfect, wise, and so forth. Go ahead. So they're like white sepulchres, man. And listen, when we say this, don't be like these fake Israelites. Listen, the white man, he's not white, he's red, man. Don't think when it says white here, it's talking about him. It's not talking about that, man. White is just a color which denotes clean, good, so forth, light. Go ahead.
God, which appear beautiful outward.
And they're like a white sepulchre, like a grave. It appears beautiful outwards. It's got what? The nice headstone. It's got the nice headstone. It's marble. It's got all the nice writing. But people don't know that it's a grave, but it looks nice. Whatever people see it and think, this just looks nice. Go ahead.
But are within full of dead men's bones.
And within they're full of dead men's bones, man. Now people don't know inside there is dead men's bones. So you look at your pastor, you don't know inside him is dead, but you just see it on the outside, on the surface. This man looks clean. This man looks beautiful, perfect, righteous. But inside, he's full of death, man. He's full of weakness. He's full of darkness. He's full of evil. That's what's on the inside. But because you're just seeing on the surface, you're just seeing it's like a white sepulchre. It looks beautiful. Looks nice to look at. But inside, it's not. It's like the cup that we just read about in the verse above. Go ahead.
And all uncleanness.
And all uncleanliness. So all inside is uncleanness, man. But on the surface, you wouldn't know that. Go ahead. What verse you at?
Even so,
go ahead.
Also outwardly appear righteous unto men.
So outwardly they appear righteous unto men. Outwardly, the Christians and these fake Israelites appear righteous unto men. They say things which would make you think they're righteous. They say things which would make you think they're righteous. But what you got to realize is what they say is the opposite to what they do, man. The Pharisees will tell you to do one thing, but they will do the opposite. And that's why in the scriptures, Yahushua said, do what they say, but don't do what they do. Because they say the right things, but they don't do what they say. Your pastor says the right things. Your pastor says, I want to feed every poor black, well, I don't say poor black man, but he says, I want to feed every poor man there is. He says that, but does he do it? No, he don't do it. Your pastor sees a homeless man outside his church and drives right past him. But they say these things and appear righteous. You give them your money thinking, yeah, they're going to feed the poor. The Christian church has been around from forever, and guess what? They don't do one food drive, man. You don't see them giving out food to the poor. But guess what? In here, brothers are sending food to Trinidad, sending food all over the globe, man, to blacks and Hispanics. We let the work do the talking. What we say, we do. We say we're going to do our food drives, and we do them food drives, man. We got receipts to prove it, man. Actually, listen. We don't even need receipts to prove it. Just go ask the brothers in Trinidad, do they receive food drives? They'll say, yeah, man, because we do this. Go ask the poor if we take care of them, man. They'll say, yeah, man, we do. Ask them when last have they seen their pastor. They're going to tell you they ain't seen them. Just ask the people in the community, man, who takes care of them. Go ahead.
God. Even so, you also outwardly appear righteous unto men.
They outwardly appear righteous unto men. But for time's sake, give me Romans chapter 2, verse 28.
Romans
chapter 2 and verse 28.
Romans 2 and 28. For he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly.
Oh, listen, Christians will pull this and say what? You're not a Jew. Just to say what? You're not a Jew if you're born a Jew, right? Say you're a Jew because you're a spiritual, right? That's for them. Like with this, you have to understand what Paul's talking about. Paul's saying, listen. At this time, the so-called, well, the Jews, the ones who were so-called in the truth, were saying the Israelites who ain't circumcised ain't Israelites because they've been cut off because they wasn't circumcised on the 8th day, so they ain't one of us. We look at them like the heathens because they ain't been circumcised. That's what they were saying. So Paul's speaking to them now. Go ahead.
And circumcision is that of the heart.
Read it again from the verse.
But he is a Jew, which is one inwardly.
So now Paul's saying to them, listen, just because these brothers ain't circumcised, it doesn't make them not Israelites. Go ahead.
And circumcision is that of the heart.
And he's saying circumcision is that of the heart, meaning when you clean your mind up, he's basically checking these ones here saying, you think you're a Jew, but you think you're in the truth and an Israelite because you're circumcised. He's saying just because you're circumcised, that don't make you in the truth, man. He's saying what does make you in the truth is you being circumcising your mind, you changing the way you think, you changing the way you live. He's getting onto these brothers because they was getting onto the 10 tribes saying, no, you're not an Israelite because you're not circumcised. So he's saying, all right, then, if they're not Israelites, then you ain't an Israelite because you ain't keeping the law. You ain't doing the inward things what you meant to do. How are Jews meant to live by what? Not eating pork, not being a homosexual, not being all these things. That's how a Jew's meant to live. He's saying, well, you ain't a Jew if you ain't doing these things. If they're not Jews, if they ain't circumcised, he's checking them. Go ahead.
And not of the letter.
And not of the letter, man, because the letter says what? You have to be circumcised on the 8th day. The letter says you have to be circumcised on the 8th day. So these brothers back then were saying to these 10 tribes, because you're not circumcised on the 8th day, you cut off. You're not one of us, man. And Paul's saying, guess what? You may be circumcised. You may get circumcised on the 8th day, but you ain't living how a Jew's supposed to live. So if he's not an Israelite because he ain't circumcised on the 8th day, because he's broke that, because he didn't keep that law, you ain't an Israelite then for the amount of laws that you broke. He's not telling them that they're not Israel. He's just basically saying to them, if you're saying they're not Israel because they ain't circumcised, neither are you because you ain't circumcised either in your mind. Go ahead.
And not in the letter whose praise is not of men, but of the Most High. Go ahead. Chapter 3.
Oh, is that it? Yeah, that's it on there. So all these fake Israelite groups that ain't in the truth, this is talking about you, man. You ain't in the truth, man. Thinking you are. You ain't a Jew inwardly, man. You ain't keeping the laws in the Bible. That's what it's talking about when it talks about Jew inwardly. It's not saying, oh, you can be a spiritual Israelite, your nationality changes. It's not talking about that, man. Just saying you ain't living like a Jew, man. These Pharisees, they was claiming to be Israelites, but they was living like Gentiles, and this is why it calls us Gentiles in some of the New Testament scriptures. Because obviously, if you're eating pork, doing all manner of evil, that's how the Gentiles live. So you might as well be one of them. It's like when you say a black man that speaks with a white accent. What do we say? We say he's not black, right? We say, oh, he ain't black. Really, he is black, but we're saying by how he speaks and by his behavior, he ain't a black man. That's what Paul's basically saying right here, is how black people talk. Just because Paul's saying that right there, don't mean nothing to do with spiritual Israelites. It's like me calling which celebrities do we say are white men but they're black?
Tiger Woods.
Yeah, listen, we say Tiger Woods is a white man, but really we know Tiger Woods is black. We're just saying he's a white man. It's more of a diss. We're saying he's a white man because the way how he behaves, and we're saying these fake Israelites ain't Jews because the way how they behave, man. Paul's basically saying the same thing. He was saying the same thing to the Pharisees. That's what it's talking about.
It's like when a black man grows up in a good school with a nice neighborhood, you don't get the respect like they only respect people that have a hard life with us and everything.
Exactly. We say he ain't black. Basically, what Paul's here is saying the same thing. The Bible's a black man's book. Most people don't know it's saying that because obviously they don't understand the Bible. They're Christian. From there, give me Matthew chapter 23 and verse 5. This is why you don't want to be a hypocrite, man. If you're a hypocrite, you ain't a Jew inwardly, man. Because basically, you're not a Jew inwardly, because inwardly you're living like a Gentile. Inwardly, you're living like the white man. Your mind is no different to the white man's. Your lifestyle is no different to the white man's. Go ahead.
Matthew 23 and 5. For all their works they do for to be seen of men.
And don't be like these Christians where all their works to do is to be seen of men. They don't want to do good things. They don't do it from their heart. They just do it right because it looks good. They do it because it looks good, because they want to be seen of men. That's why they do these things. Go ahead.
They make broad their phylacteries.
They make broad their phylacteries. The phylacteries is like what the bottom of the garment, so they make it wide. They make it wide and so forth. They make their garments wide. Nowadays they put what? Listen. Also, it's not a sin to have loads of fringes and make it wide. Just make sure you're righteous with it. Basically, what this is saying is, don't be having all that and you're wicked inside, man. Go ahead.
And enlarging the borders of their garments.
Listen, man. They put fringes on their t-shirts, man. They put fringes on their t-shirts. Put fringes on their pajamas. A t-shirt's underwear, man. They put fringes on their t-shirts. Make it like the holier than thou. Go ahead.
And love the uppermost rooms at feasts.
They love the uppermost rooms, man. They like the big seats and to be seen of men and men to come and parade them and be like, oh yeah, this is such and such. This is deacon. This is the bishop. This is the bishop. This is the deacon. They like that, man. They want to be seen of men. A bishop just sounds so gay. Go ahead.
God. At the chief seat in the synagogues, and greetings in the market, and to be called of men, rabbi.
And to be called of men, rabbi. They want to be called master and so forth. That's something that give me Luke chapter 12 and verse 1. Yeah, go ahead.
As this says, why whenever a man encounters an angel, does the angel say, be not afraid?
You know why? Because angels look scary. That's why these angels, when you read the book of Ezekiel, it says some of these angels had what, 4 faces? It says some of these angels had 4 faces, had wings and whatnot, and so forth. So if you was to see that, you're gonna want to run for your life. And also, the Most High is a man of war, and his angels, you don't know whether this whatever you're seeing in front of you, you don't know whether it's coming for war or peace. So you need to hear them words, be not afraid. Just imagine something with 4 faces or something that you ain't seen before comes in front of you out of nowhere. Just imagine you're sitting in your house and something appears in your living room. You're going to try and bolt to that door. You want to hear them words, be not afraid. Because if that thing comes marching towards you, you're going to be trying to run out the room. And these angels serve the Most High, and the Most High is a man of war. So anything what the Most High sends, your first instinct is going to be afraid. Imagine you in your living room, and a man just appears in your living room out of nowhere, crashing the door shut, and the man just whoop, in the living room. You need to hear them words, be not afraid, because you're going to faint and have a heart attack. Listen, the hearing them words is grace, be not afraid.
God.
At least you know this angel's coming in peace. Because that's the scary thing. So that's why it says be not afraid, because these angels look scary, and I would rather not see one. I would rather they speak to Commanding General Yohanna and he passes it down to Captain Mishak and Captain Mishak phones me. I'd rather do it that way.
God.
I like the setup the way it is. I'd rather me not deal with them directly. I'd rather Captain Mishak call me and just give me the instructions. I don't want to see one face to face and just end up in my room. Like, no, I'd rather not deal with it. Go ahead.
God.
Was you gonna say something?
No, bullshit.
But yeah, that's why they say basically that. So I'd rather not see one because it's nothing pretty. These angels ain't like the Christian ones that come with little nappies. These angels ain't like them white babies that come with little nappies where you think they're so cute and you want to change their nappy. And it's not like the white man's depiction of angels. It's big scary things, 4 faces, big wings. Some of them are so tall. Their feet's different to ours. Just imagine you see something with the body of a man. It's got 1 face here, 1 face here, 1 face here. You're going to run for your life, man. Listen, people are scared of what dogs? People are scared of a pit bull, man. Imagine you see something with 4 faces, and these faces is worse than the pit bull's face. Just imagine. So them words, be not afraid. You need to hear them words, man. You need to hear them words, be not afraid. Like if one came in here right now and said, be not afraid, I'll still be standing behind. I would want something in between us. You see how people run around cars when they're running away? Every time it's walking close, I'll be running around the car that way because I don't want to get too close. And that's why you need to hear them words. Go ahead.
Verse 9. Verse 8. But be not ye called rabbi, for one is your master.
That's it on that. Give me Luke chapter 12 and verse 1. Any more questions? Just type them in. Also, the scriptures where it lets you know what the angels look like. What you got to take into consideration is not every angel looks the same, so they all will appear different. But it is Ezekiel, is it 1 and 5 around there?
Yeah.
Yeah. And just look up Ezekiel, the 1st chapter, and it will tell you what these angels look like. Then somewhere in the book of Revelations, there's somewhere they got eyes all over their wings, right? In the book of Revelations, it gives you a depiction of different ones. So there's some which got wings with eyes all over it, some which got 4 faces. They all appear different. Go ahead.
Luke 12 and 1. In the meantime, when they were gathered together, an innumerable multitude.
So a multitude was gathered together. A multitude is what? A large amount of people. An innumerable amount of people. Go ahead.
Insomuch as they trod one upon another.
So much. They was treading upon one another, man. There was so much people there to hear Yahushua speak that there was, almost trampling one another. Go ahead.
he began to say unto his disciples, first of all, beware of the leaven of the Pharisees.
Beware of the leaven of the Pharisees. Meaning what? Beware of the doctrine of the Pharisees. What's leaven? Something that rises, right? Leaven is something that rises. The doctrine of the Pharisees. One day they'll do this thing, then before you know it, like the leaven of the Christian church is this. One pastor accepts homosexuality, it rises. Now everyone's a homosexual now. Beware of the leaven of the Pharisees, their doctrines and so forth. Beware of the leaven of the Christian church. Leaven makes things rise in the Christian church. All their wickedness, it starts with one of them doing it, then it just rises, like rises bread. Go ahead. Beware of it.
Which is hypocrisy.
And their leaven is hypocrisy, man. They're hypocrites. You Christian pastors are hypocrite. Beware of the leaven of the Pharisees. All hypocrites. Go ahead.
For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed.
There is nothing covered that shall not be revealed. Meaning what? Everything you see, everything you do, all the wickedness you do, it's going to be revealed one day. You think it's hidden. You think no one knows. One day, it's going to be revealed. For now, it's covered, but one day, it's going to be revealed, man. It's like when a woman's cheating on her husband, she hides the sheet on the man when her husband's come home. For now, it's covered. The husband pulls the sheet off. It's revealed that she's been being a whole man. One day, whatever's covered is going to be revealed. Go ahead.
Neither hid that shall be not known. Therefore, whatsoever you have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light.
And whatsoever you've spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, man. Christ was to say to these people, man, what you speak in darkness shall be heard in the light. Go ahead.
And that which have spoken in the ear, in the closets, shall be proclaimed upon the housetops.
That what's been spoken in the closets in secret shall be proclaimed on the housetops, man. Listen, like GEN.YAHANNA is always going into people breaking the 6 months rule. You think what you're saying in that inbox is spoken in the closet, but it goes where read on.
Shall be proclaimed upon the housetops.
Listen, man, that woman that you're breaking the 6 months rule for, thinking it's just a secret, thinking it's just spoken in the closet, all that poor game you had is spoken on the rooftops, man. All that game you've had is spoken on the rooftops.
That's the poor game.
That terrible game, man, that everybody's laughing at. You say you think you're spitting game, thinking you're getting somewhere, thinking it's in secret. One day it's spoken on the rooftops, man. Go ahead. That poor game, man.
And I say,
come and see me after class, and I'll give you some game. That's another topic. Go ahead.
And I say unto you, my friends, be not afraid of them that kill the body.
And yeah, this is Yahashua going to something else basically saying, don't be afraid of them that can kill you. Don't be afraid of the white man that can only shoot you, that can kill you, that can kill the body. Go ahead.
And after that, have no more.
Listen, if the white man does shoot you, he can't do nothing else to you, man. That's all he can do. All he can do is kill the body. But remember, when you die, your spirit goes back to the Most High. So fear the Most High, man, who can destroy soul and body. This white man just can destroy your body. Don't be, not just the white man, anyone, someone that wants to shoot you for the truth. They can just kill your body. Go ahead.
God. No more that they can do.
There's no more that they can do, man. That's it. But listen, the Lord can destroy you any way he wants. Whereas the white man, anyone that wants to kill you just can destroy your body. Give me Matthew chapter 6 and verse 1.
Matthew 6 and 1. Take heed that you do not arm before men to be seen of them.
This is what the pastor does, man. They want to be seen of men. Go ahead.
Otherwise, you have no reward for your Father which is in heaven.
So listen, you do things to be seen of men. You do things so men can see you. You're not doing it in the right spirit. You're doing it because you're a man pleaser. You're going to have no reward from the Most High. Go ahead.
Do not, Zakia, do not sound the trumpet before thee.
And this is what they do. The Christians, they don't do things because it's the right thing to do. They do it because they know it's going to please the community and it's going to get them more money and they want to be seen of men. They're not doing it out of the kindness of their heart. You see, when these Christian pastors, when it's what they celebrate Christmas or Christmas, and what do they do? Go around giving out socks and hats. They go around giving out socks and hats to the poor once a year. They do that so they can be seen of men. Listen, if they was doing it because it was the right thing to do, they would do it all times of the year. They wouldn't just go do it once every Christmas. So you mean to say to me, you only give these poor people soup during Christmas? What about the other 360 something days of the year, man? They do this so they can be seen of men. And they sound the trumpet. And Yahushua is saying, don't do that. He's basically saying, don't be a Christian, don't be a hypocrite, don't be a man pleaser, in other words. Go ahead.
As the hypocrites do in the synagogue.
As the hypocrites do in the synagogue, as the hypocrites do in church. Go ahead.
And in the streets, that they might have glory of men.
And they want glory of men. They want men to glorify them. Pastor Webley. Pastor Webley. That's what they want, man. Pastor Webley's a righteous man. I'm gonna call Pastor Webley. One time we pulled up outside the church, man. This pastor couldn't answer. Remember that time he couldn't answer nothing? He couldn't answer nothing. We said, so where's Christmas in the Bible? He told us why he celebrates Christmas. He turned Christmas into, like, to all his followers, it sounded like Christmas was a good thing by what he was saying. I do Christmas for the love of my family, and it sounds good, but is it right? No, man. Go ahead. Listen, me robbing you and giving it to the poor man, that sounds good, right? It's still wrong. It don't make it right. Something that sounds good don't make it right. Go ahead.
Verily I say unto you, they have their reward.
They have their reward, man. You know what your reward is? Men thinking you're righteous. The same men that you're trying to please, thinking you're righteous, you have your reward from them, but you ain't getting no reward from God. Go ahead.
But when thou doest thy alms, let not thy left hand know what the right hand doeth.
It says, let not thy left hand know what the right hand doeth. Meaning what? Don't let nobody know, man. That's the old saying. Don't let your left hand know what your right hand's doing, man. Meaning, keep it calm, man. Keep it quiet. Don't be sounding the trumpet. Don't let your left hand know what your right hand's doing. That's an old school black saying. That's an old school black saying. Your grandma probably used to say it. Don't let your left hand know what your right hand's doing. Meaning what?
It's so secret.
Exactly.
You had next photo.
Exactly. The Jamaican saying for that is what? What's the Jamaican saying for that? The Jamaican saying for that is shut your mouth, man. That's the Jamaican saying for that, man. You chat too much. That's the Jamaican saying, man. You chat too much. Just shut your mouth and don't let no one know what's going on. The Jamaican saying is you chat too much. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But when thou doest thy arms, let not the left hand know what the right hand doeth.
Your arms, man. Let not the left hand know what the right hand's doing. Meaning, keep it that secret, man. Go ahead.
God. So, okay, that thine arms may be in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret.
Listen, the Most High, you do this stuff in secret. No one else knows. Just the Most High knows, man. The Most High will reward you. Go ahead.
Shall reward thee openly.
And listen, the whole point of them doing it in the open is because they want to reward openly. They've had their reward. The Lord's saying, do it in secret, and He will reward you openly. The Lord's reward is going to be way better than the reward that they've had already. The Lord will reward you openly, 10 times better than the reward that this man got, who don't know this in the open. Go ahead.
And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are.
And when you pray, don't be like these hypocrites, don't be like these Muslims. Go ahead.
For they love to pray standing in the synagogues.
And listen, they love to pray standing, and they love to take out their prayer mat. These Muslims love to, in the middle of nowhere, they love to take out their prayer mat. This is what they do. They take out their prayer mat and they go like this to the ground 100 times. Have you seen when they do it like this to the ground 100 times? Put their head on the floor, do something with their hands. They like to pray openly so everybody can see them and be like, this Muslim right there is righteous. He prays 5 times a day. Not realizing straight after this man's just going to go blow up a building, man. This man's praying and he's just going to go blow up a building in 5 minutes. As soon as that man walks around the corner, you hear car alarms going off because this man's done blowing up himself and everything else. Go ahead.
God. For they love to pray standing in the synagogues.
For they love to pray standing, man. To be seen, man. They like to be seen by everyone that he's righteous. I'm holier than thou. Meanwhile, all this time, this man is a homosexual hypocrite, man. But he wants to pray standing, so you see him and be like, he's so righteous. They like to march through the street 2,000 deep in purple. Do you see the video? They like to march through the street 2,000 deep in purple, man, so they can be seen of men. The Lord says they have their reward, man. Go ahead.
God. But when thou prayest, enter into thy closet.
When thou prayest, do it in secret, man. Go in the room, close the door, man. Don't be praying in the street. Don't be at work praying on the shop floor saying, oh, yeah, I'm just going to pray. Don't be praying in the open, man. Don't be like these Christians praying on the train, praying on the bus, sitting down, going on your knees, praying. You know how you look so stupid. Don't do that, man. Do it in secret. You ain't got to prove. Listen, you don't have to prove to nobody that you're righteous, man. Your actions will show that you're righteous. Your actions will show that you're righteous. You don't need to fake it till you make it, man. Go ahead.
God. And when thou hast shut the door, pray to the Father which is in secret.
Do pray in secret, man. Go ahead.
And your Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly.
And your Father that sees shall reward thee openly. You pray in secret, the Lord will reward you openly. You praying in the open, you ain't getting no reward from the Lord because the Lord knows. Really, you ain't praying to Him. You're just doing it for show. You're just praying because you want the people around you to see that you're righteous, that you pray 5 times a day. I'm the man, I'm this. That's what you want people to think and see. The Lord knows. The Lord sees you faking it, so the Lord ain't going to reward you because you're just doing it to be a man pleaser. You have your reward already, man. Men thinking you're righteous when you're not. Go ahead. But you're not going to get a reward from the Most High. Go ahead.
But when you pray, use not vain repetitions.
When you pray, use not vain repetitions like in church. Oh Lord, please help me get this house. Lord, please help me get this mortgage. You using vain repetitions, man. Listen, the Lord knows you need somewhere to stay. The Lord knows you need a roof over your head. Don't be like the heathens, vain repetitions. Repetitions is what repeating yourself. Don't repeat yourself in every prayer, man. Listen, the Bible says the Lord's ear ain't heavy that it cannot hear. You think the Lord didn't hear you the first time? You ain't got to ask for the same thing a million times, man. Go ahead.
God, use not vain repetitions, for your Father knoweth what things you have need of.
Listen, the Lord knows what you need, man. The Lord knows you need more money to pay your rent. The Lord knows you need food. The Lord knows what you need, man. No point doing vain repetition. The Lord knows. He can hear. He knows. He sees everything. You doing vain repetitions. You're repeating yourself, man. It's like sending an email to the same person 100 times, man. You think they didn't read it the first time? You think they didn't read it the first time? Listen, just stop doing vain repetitions, man. Go ahead. The Lord will answer your prayer in His time, man, when He wants to. And if you're a sinner, He's not going to hear your prayers, man. You see, if you're a sinner, it's like you sending an email, the Lord will put it in His junk mail, man. Your prayer will go in His junk mail, man, if you break His commandments. Go ahead.
After this manner, therefore, pray ye.
And then Yahushua taught them how to pray. After this manner, pray ye. This is how you pray. Obviously, we're not going to get into it because everyone's read that. So after this manner, he's saying, this is how you pray. Don't be like the hypocrites. From there, give me Hebrews chapter 4 and verse 12.
Yeah. Hebrews 4 and 12. For the word of God is quick and powerful and sharp.
God is quick, powerful, sharp. Go ahead.
Than any two-edged sword.
Any two-edged sword, meaning what? This Bible cuts deep, man. This Bible cuts so deep that they stoned the prophets, man. That's how deep it cuts. This Bible hurt their heart. They didn't want to hear it no more. When every action you're doing is someone's exposing it. You expose everyone's actions with this Bible and it cuts deep, worse than a two-edged sword. Getting stabbed, yeah, no problem. This Bible cuts deeper than that, man. This Bible cuts to your heart and your soul. This Bible cuts people's lifestyle so much. Instead of walking and going on about their business, what do they do? 999. Yeah, there's some black men being offensive. It cuts them so deep, they have to phone the police to remove us. Listen, black people who even go by the no snitching code 999 on us, man. These people don't even agree with snitching, but this Bible cuts so deep, even they call 999 ready to put in a statement, man. This Bible cuts so damn deep, man, that a man that sells all the drugs in the world, hates the police, would call 999 on us because this Bible cuts so deep, man. Go ahead.
Piercing even to the dividing asunder.
Piercing, man. This Bible pierces their heart, pierces their spirit. That's how deep it cuts. They cover their ears, man. This cut so deep, they took off their jackets and stoned Stephen to death, man. Go ahead.
Of the soul and spirit.
This pierces their soul and spirit and has them acting out of character, has them acting up, has them wanting to fight us at camp, has people trying to plug out the speaker, has has them trying to plug out the speaker to stop us from speaking and so forth, because it cuts that deep. Go ahead.
Of the joints and marrow.
Cuts of the joints and marrow. Your marrow is what? Your bones. It's like
bone marrow,
yeah, your bone marrow, yeah. It's like you heard the Jamaican say what bullets go through man's marrow. Is that the same? Yeah. Listen, man, the Bible cuts that deep. Listen, the Bible cuts deeper than bullets going through your marrow, man. Go ahead.
And is a discerner of the thoughts.
And is a discerner of the thoughts, man. Go ahead.
And intents of the heart. Neither is there any creature that is not manifest in his sight.
There's no creature which is not manifest in the Lord's sight. The Lord sees everything, man. Everything the Lord created, he sees it, man. Go ahead.
But all things are naked and open unto the eyes of him.
All things are naked to him, meaning what? He sees it clearly, man. He sees it clearly. You think you do something in secret, the Lord sees it, man. You think you're being a sinner in secret, the Lord sees it. The Lord sees everything, all the creation, man. He sees everything. Go ahead.
But all things are naked and open unto the eyes of him with whom we have to do. And that's it. Like, give me 1 Samuel chapter 28 and verse 3. Now we're going to go into a story of a hypocrite man. We're going to go into a story of a man that was a hypocrite man. 28 and 3.
Yeah, 1 Samuel 28 and 3.
1 Samuel 28 and 3. Now Samuel was dead.
Samuel was what? A prophet. Samuel was a prophet. Is Samuel the one that basically is he the one that basically they brought David to? Samuel, right? Yeah, Samuel's the one that brought David to. Samuel was a righteous man that hewn the king of what? Was it the king of Edom or Ashdod? Which one was it? Edom.
Which one, sorry?
The one that hewn in pieces.
It was the king of
was it Edom?
Agag or Amalek?
The Amalekites, the king of Amalek. The Lord told Saul, kill everyone. What did Saul do? He kept him alive, took his cattle. The Lord told him, no, you meant to kill everything, don't take their cattle. What did Saul do? Be a greedy bastard, wanted their cattle, didn't listen to the Lord, kept it alive. The Lord stopped dealing with him. Go ahead.
Now Samuel was dead.
Now this is Samuel, a righteous man. Samuel's dead at this stage. Go ahead.
And all Israel had lamented him.
And all Israel had lamented him, meaning what? They mourned for him. All Israel mourned for him. You see, when people die, you have a funeral and whatnot. All of them mourned and lamented him. Go ahead.
And buried him in Ramah.
And they buried him.
Even his own city. And Saul had put away those that had
buried him in Ramah. Ramah is what? A city in Israel, right? They buried him in Ramah, city in Israel. Go ahead.
And Saul had put away those that had familiar spirits.
And now Saul was what? King at the time. So Saul put away all those that had familiar spirits, meaning what? He put away all the witches, the wizards, and so forth. Because in the law, it says you meant to put away the witches and the wizards, and so forth. It says the Lord will cut those off from Israel that had a familiar spirit and that was going to witches and doing what do we call it? Juju. We call it juju over here, which is witchcraft, which is voodoo. People making those and flicking the those legs and someone falls, all of that nonsense. Paul got rid of all of those people, them enchanters, them fortune tellers. Go ahead. Saul got rid of them out of the land, which was the right thing to do. Go ahead.
And wizards out of the land, and the Philistines gathered themselves together and came and pitched in Shunem.
So the Philistines came, a nation of Africans, which lets you know these Africans hate Israelites, man. Back then they came up against us, man. Go ahead.
And Saul gathered all Israel together.
Saul gathered Israel, his armies and so forth. Go ahead.
And they pitched in Gilboa.
And they pitched in Gilboa, another land. Go ahead.
And when Saul saw the host of the Philistines, he was afraid.
And Saul saw the host of the Philistines, that these Africans came out strong, a ton of them came out with their spears, their bones, how these Africans are, they're tall, probably had plates in their lips. These Africans came out strong. Saul was afraid, man. Go ahead.
And his heart greatly trembled.
Saul's thinking, yo, what am I going to do, man? These people look greater than us, they got a strong army. Go ahead.
And when Saul inquired of the Lord.
So now Saul inquired of the Lord, man. Saul inquired of the Lord, speak to the Lord, because back then, a seer, a prophet, they would go to a seer, and a seer would inquire of the Lord, and the Lord would let them know in a dream or a vision what's going to happen, what steps to take. So Saul
went to inquire of the Lord to see what to do about these Philistines. Go ahead.
The Lord answered him not.
The Lord did what?
Answered him not.
The Lord answered him not. Hold that, but give me Proverbs chapter 28 and verse 9. So there was one stage when the Lord was dealing with Saul, but at this stage the Lord stopped dealing with Saul. Give me Proverbs 28 and 9. So now Saul's praying to the Lord, inquiring what to do. And it says the Lord answered him not, man. So Saul's banging on the Lord's door. What did he say? Knocking on heaven's door. Saul's knocking on heaven's door for answers. The Lord answered him not.
Proverbs 28 and 9. He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law.
So Saul turned away his ear from hearing the law, because before this Saul went off a ton of times doing all manner of evil. What was he trying to do? Kill his brother, right? He was trying to kill David, doing all manner of evil, disregarded what the Lord said to him. The Lord told him, yo, in the law it says what? When you go to war with them, you shall utterly smite all of them, right? He turned his ear away from hearing that law. He kept the king of the Amalekites alive, took their cattle. He turned away his ear from hearing the law. Go ahead.
Even his prayer shall be abomination.
So the Lord was like, I'm not even going to respond to Paul. Like I said, when you pray to the Lord, it's like the Lord puts you disobey the Lord. The Lord puts you, it's like send your email to the junk folder because you don't want to hear it. Your prayer becomes an abomination. He don't hear you, he don't respond to you because you're breaking his laws, and your prayer becomes an abomination. Go ahead.
That's it.
Yeah, go back to Samuel's now. So the Lord, that's why the Lord didn't hear Saul, because Saul was breaking his laws. Go ahead.
God. And when Saul saw the host of the Philistines, he was afraid, and his heart greatly trembled. And when Saul inquired of the Lord answered him not, neither by dreams, nor by Urim.
And the Lord didn't answer him neither, not by dreams, by
Urim, or by prophets.
And the Lord didn't answer him by dreams or by prophets, or didn't send no angels or nothing. The Lord didn't answer him. Go ahead.
Then said Saul unto his servants, seek me a woman that have a familiar spirit.
What did Saul say?
Seek me a woman that have a familiar spirit.
Listen, Saul was a hypocrite bastard, man. So like it's French. Go to verse 3, but hold that verse left there.
And when Samuel was dead,
go to the part where he put the wizards at the land.
That's the one. And Saul had put away those that had familiar spirits.
Hold on, Paul put them away. Saul put them away, not Paul. Saul kicked them out of the land, man. In front of the people, Saul kicked them out of the land. The people that had familiar spirits, the witches. Saul kicked them out of the land. Jump down back to that verse where he was at.
Verse 7. Then Saul said unto his servants, seek me a woman that hath a familiar spirit.
So this is your Christian pastors, man. They're the same as Saul. They do one thing in the light. Get rid of all the people in the light so everyone can see. And then in secret, they want that same thing back, man. He sent to his servants to get him a woman with a familiar spirit. Read on.
That I may go to her and inquire of her.
So the Lord went dealing with him. He wanted to go to a woman with a familiar spirit that could go to her and inquire of her. Go ahead.
Behold, there is a woman that have a familiar spirit at Endor.
There's a woman that have a familiar spirit of Endor. What do you call her? The witch of Endor. Call her the witch of Endor, man. Go ahead.
And Saul disguised himself.
And Saul did what?
Disguised himself.
So Saul kicked these people out of the land, and then now he wants to go and see one. And then he disguised himself, meaning what? He covered himself and changed his appearance, man. Because he didn't want no one to know that he was seeking a witch, a wizard, that he was seeking a familiar spirit. That's what you Christians do. They disguise themselves, man. They make out to you the righteous, and they disguise themselves to go and do all manner of evil. Your pastor puts on that suit on a Sunday, and then after he's in the strip club with his hat low, being somebody else, man. Like what's his name? Jermaine Grant, that fake Israelite, is righteous by day, and then by night time he's in the club dancing with white women, man. They're not twerking. He's twerking on the white women, man. Same thing Saul did. Go ahead. Many people are like Saul and don't even know it. Go ahead. A hypocrite. Go ahead.
And put on other raiment.
He put on other raiment, just like your pastor does when he goes to the strip club. Puts on other raiment. Go ahead.
And he went, and 2 men with him, and they came to the woman by night.
And they came by what?
Came to the woman by night.
And why did he go by night? Because in the daytime he would have got spotted. What was we reading earlier? That people do things in the night because it's dark and they don't want to be seen. And that's what the Bible is people do things in the night. That's why like darkness is synonymous with people doing wickedness. And he came by night in the darkness, disguised, so people wouldn't know it was him. That's why he came by night. That's why he didn't come by day. Because he knew what he was doing was wrong, and he knows the only way he could get away with it is by darkness. He done it knowing that people wouldn't see him, but he's forgetting that God's watching, man. He's forgetting that God sees everything, man. Same like you're forgetting that God sees everything when you do things by dark, by night. Go ahead.
And put on other raiment, and he went, and 2 men with him, and they came to the woman by night, and he said, I pray thee, divide unto me by the familiar spirit, and bring me up him.
And he said, divide unto me, man. Meaning, use that spirit you got, and let me know what's what. I need to know something. It's like when people go to the palm readers. Go ahead.
Whom I shall name unto thee.
And he goes, let me know. Let me know about whom I shall name unto you. So obviously, it's this woman's job, familiar spirit. They probably pay her and whatnot. Go ahead.
And the woman said unto him, behold, thou knowest that Saul have done, how he have.
So he came so disguised. She didn't know this was Saul. Same like when your pastor goes to the strip club, this stripper doesn't know she's twerking on Pastor Webley. Because his disguised, like how Saul was disguised right here, man. Ain't nothing new. Same thing people do today. It's the same thing they was doing in the Bible back then. Same with these pastors, Eddie Long. This stripper doesn't know she's twerking on Eddie Long. He comes by night disguised. Go ahead. Obviously, Saul said here, give me some of that familiar spirit. Your pastor in the strip club says, give me some of that behind. So that's what your pastor says in the strip club. Give me some of that behind. She doesn't know that that's Pastor Webley saying that to her. So go ahead.
God, thou knowest what Saul have done, how he have cut off those that have familiar spirits.
So this is Saul right in front of her, man. And she's saying, you know how what Saul's done? He's cut off all those with a familiar spirit, man. All those with a familiar spirit, he's kicked them out of the land, because in the law it says kick them out. Hold that, but give me the law. Give me Leviticus, I believe it's 20:6. Hold that there. And she goes that Paul cut them off from out of the land, man.
Leviticus 20:6. And the soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirits, and after wizards.
Give me hold on, read that one.
To go a whoring after them, I will set my face against that soul.
Actually, man, we'll get that one. After give me Leviticus 19:31.
Leviticus 19:31. Regard not them that have familiar spirits.
It says, regard not them that have familiar spirits, man. You ain't supposed to go to these people that have a familiar spirit. What did Paul do? Paul broke the law here again. He put those people out of the land, and then he's seeking one that has a familiar spirit, man. He's going to after. Go ahead.
Neither seek after wizards.
Neither seek after wizards. What did Paul do? It's not lucky. Why do keep? I mean, Saul. Saul is seeking after a wizard, man. Going after those with a familiar spirit. This is what you do when you appear righteous and then you do things by night, breaking every law in the Bible. Go ahead.
To be defiled by them.
And he's just going and defile himself with one of them. Go ahead.
I am the Lord your God.
And listen, the Lord said, don't do that. Is that
those that have familiar spirits?
So this is the witch talking to him, saying, Saul's cut off those that have familiar spirits. She don't even know she's talking to Saul. Go ahead.
And the wizards out of the land, wherein then layest, wherefore then layest thou a snare for my life.
So she's saying, you're coming to me, and you know that he's cut stuff off the land, and if he finds out about this, we're gonna die for it, man. You're setting a trap for my life. You're getting me to do this. You're getting me to call someone up from the dead. You want to inquire of someone from the dead, and you know that Saul's cut them off from the land. So this lady here must have thought Saul was righteous, right? She must have thought Saul was righteous because Saul's cut them off like it says in the law, not realizing this is Saul right in front of her, man. Go ahead. This is how you look, saying it's wrong to sleep with prostitutes and then you go and get one after. That's how you look, man. Exactly like Saul. Go ahead.
To cause me to die.
To cause her to die, man. She's saying, yo, you're trying to get me put to death. Go ahead. I'm going to hurry up for time's sake because we've got 4 minutes left. Go ahead.
And Saul swear to her by the Lord, saying.
So now Saul swearing to her by the Lord, man. He's swearing to her by the Most High. Go ahead.
As long as the Lord liveth, as the Lord liveth, there shall no punishment happen to thee.
Because as long as the Lord lives, but as long as, what say, as long as the Lord liveth.
God.
So basically saying, listen, you're never going to get punished for this, man. Because obviously you know the Lord lives forever. He's saying you're never going to get punished for this. Go ahead.
No punishment shall happen to you for the saying. Then the woman said, who shall I bring up unto thee?
So she said, who shall I bring up then? Who do you want? So she's gained the option, all right, who should I bring up? Go ahead.
And he said, bring up Samuel.
This woman knows Samuel's a prophet. He said, bring up Samuel. Because he wanted to, because he knows the Lord was with Samuel, right? He knows the Lord was with Samuel. So Saul's saying, all right then, if I can get through to Samuel, maybe Samuel can give me some insight on what to do. At this time, Samuel's already dead. That's why he's going to those people who want to know what their dead family members are saying. Go ahead.
And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice.
And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice, because she knows Samuel's a prophet. Go ahead.
And the woman spake unto Saul, saying, why hast thou deceived me?
She said, why have you deceived me, man? You told me I'm not going to die for this. When she saw Samuel, she's scared because she knows, yo, the person he wants to bring up is a prophet of the Lord, man. Go ahead.
For thou art Saul.
And she's saying, yo, Saul, why have you deceived me? She's thinking, has he come to trick her? Has he come to see if she's going to do it so he can put her to death? She realized it was Saul after because he disguised himself. But once she realized who he wanted to bring up, that's when she realized it was Saul. Go ahead.
And the king said unto her, be not afraid, for what sawest thou? And the woman said,
and he said, don't be afraid, but what can you see? You see, like when you go to those people and they have all the candles lit and say, oh, I can see your grandma. Your grandma was walking around. Bearing in mind, your grandma was in a wheelchair the whole time she was here, but now she's just walking around. Your grandma's walking around. Your grandma's telling you, oh, she loves you. Your grandma's telling you not to cry. Listen, man, it's all lies, man. Your grandma telling you nothing. Your grandma's dead in the grave. She's got no feelings, no nothing. Go ahead.
And the woman said unto Saul, I saw God ascending out of the earth.
And she said, what? She saw God descending out of the earth. Go ahead.
And he said unto her, what form is he of?
And he said, what form is he of? So now this woman's telling Saul what she claims she sees. Go ahead.
And she said, an old man.
So she's saying, yeah, it's the form of an old man. This is the same thing all those people that say to you when you go there, right?
God.
Your grandma, yeah, they look older now, they got grey hairs, they're looking healthy, they're looking happy. Just bearing in mind, this woman's just gaming him up, trying to get his money. Go ahead.
Cometh up, and he is covered with a mantle.
And he's covered with a mantle. Go ahead.
And Saul perceived that it was Samuel.
And Saul what?
Perceived that it was Samuel.
No, it was Samuel.
That it was Samuel.
Saul perceived. He said that's the key word. Saul perceived that it was Samuel. It doesn't say that it was Samuel. It says Saul perceived that it was Samuel. You know how we know that it wasn't Samuel? Because Samuel's dead, right?
God.
Samuel's dead. When you die, you go through rigor mortis and your flesh evaporates off the bones and you turn to dust. Samuel's dead. Samuel was dead in the grave, man. He's not even there. What she's basically doing is lying, man. And it says Saul perceived that it was Samuel, which means in his mind he thought it was Samuel. Go ahead.
God. And he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself.
And he bowed himself and thinking this is Samuel. Go ahead.
And Samuel said to Saul, why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up?
He thought it was Samuel. It wasn't. Basically, this is what, like when you go to those people, they tell you that it's this person. It's not that person. But basically, Saul, because he disobeyed God, Saul basically, because he disobeyed God and he was a hypocrite, he put the people out of the land and then went back to one of these wizards. The Lord basically killed Saul for it, man. The Lord basically set his face against Saul and killed Saul and Saul's sons, right? Killed Saul and killed Saul's sons because Saul was a hypocrite. Saul was a bastard that was a hypocrite, man. So basically, the moral of the class is don't be a bastard, don't be a hypocrite. Don't be doing one thing and doing the other. And that brings us to the end of the class. Don't be a hypocrite, that's all. Because what you do in the dark, the Lord sees. The Lord sees everything. And with that, that's the end of the class. We're going to do the prayers to way out here.
And that was a powerful class where the I.S.U.P.K started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yahanna, rule for a new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, They are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10. We tend to be Hebrew Ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations, the Passover, the 20th of April, Woodhaven, Jamaica, Queens. All African check the bulletin board in the hallway and check all I.S.U.K social media. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and headscarf. If we dab the Lord's Prayer, I Mariam. Right face to east. Yeah. It's Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakavka, Taba'a, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Hayah, Washemayim, Nafandinawa, Lakam, Kal, Yuwam, Wasalakinawa, Kabawakinawa, Kasalakinawa, Kabawakinawa, Wala'a, Tabi'ainawa, Bonasayawan, Abal, Habashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahafapara, La'awalamim, Aman.
In the English, our Father,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done
In earth
as
it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven. Give us today
our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
Forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our debt
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not
into temptation. But deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
Forever. So be it. And the prayer for the power of Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh. Baba Kushah. The Fananawa. Hakah. Haka, Lawapa'a, Kalmakala, Wakalmadawa, Haka, Lataha, Hamatazarayam, Haka, Lahakwayam, Hamafian, Haka, Arakawa, Hatama Allah, Bashem Hawashai, Tawada Aman.
In English, Yahweh.
In
the name of Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power
to heal.
The power to
all
heal.
Manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean spirits.
Cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh.
The name of Yahweh.
Thank you.
So be it. And the blessings, Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh. Wa Mayaka Allah. Wa Alahayam. Matazab Ya'ah. Allah Yohanna. Ha Alawapim. Ha Saranyam. Ha Kwatazayanyam. Ha Kalayanyam. Wa Akwafim. Yahweh. Wa Hashem Yahweh. The water Aman.
In the English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh.
And Yahweh.
And Michael.
And
the angels.
Commanding General Yohanna.
Generals.
The generals.
Captains.
The captains.
The
officers.
The
troopers.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh.
Thank you.
So be it.
Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
All things living.
And all things living. Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh. Listen to us now. Right now.
And
evils.
Curses.
Punishment. Destruction.
And
death.
To the heathen.
That speak against us. The prophets. The teachers.
The
princes. The priests.
The Israelite brothers. And the school.
To evils. And curses. Punishment. And destruction. And death. To the heathen. And shake loose. The pockets of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school, force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary, to evils and curses and punishment, destruction and death to the Edomites and the nations and the drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, the Roman Catholic Church, Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Pastor the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, National Space Program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street,
open up the internet,
and
the airways,
the
cable access
the
channels,
cable access channels,
radio channels,
and the radio
convict
channels.
the spirit
Convict the spirit
of any of thy people,
that
seek to stop us,
seek to stop us
with death,
and brings
to
with
all
death
the heathen,
to all the heathen
stand in the way,
that stand in the way,
try to stop us,
or try to stop us
broadcasting your words,
from broadcasting your words throughout the planet
let
Earth.
loose
Let loose
all the terrorists,
all the terrorists, cause them to go
to and fro
to and fro
through the earth,
and
destroy
destroy
all the terrorists,
cause the terrorists
come against America,
to come against America
destroy them in their strongholds,
and destroy them in their stronghold.
let America shake.
Let America
At
shake
the hands of the terrorists.
at the hands of the terrorists.
Let Yahushua,
Let Yahweh shine. Michael,
Gabriel, come down
come
with
down
flying saucers,
with the flying
and
saucers
to all the heathen
and to all the heathen
that come up against
that
us,
come up against
and
us
speak thy
and
words,
speak thy word,
cause it to be known,
by all
the angels that have done it,
that is the angels that have
cause
done
it to
it,
be spread,
cause to be spread
to the media,
through
the whole world,
world,
cause them to shake,
cause to shake
at thy coming,
at thy coming.
in the name of Yahushua,
In the name of Yahweh, thank you,
always.
always. So be in the blessed Israel, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh, Barak Kanawah, Wayasha'ala, Wahabayah, Sapayah, Barak Papa, Magan Hagan, Aiden,
Or Israel,
Ba'ashem Yahweh, Tawada Aman. What we said was, Lord, in the name of Jesus, bless us and Israel and the schools, bless your shield, protect our loved ones, in the name of Yahweh. Thank you, so be it. And with that, one can speak to the teacher, Ben of Israel, Aman Shabbat, Amadim, Barak, Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh, Yajamata, class dismissed.